does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Hey there, YouTube. It's me, Lucy, here today. You've probably seen me before on the channel on Bowers Board Game Corner. I'm here to talk to you today just about Root, because the Kickstarter just delivered to my house, and I figured, why not show it off? And that way you guys can also see what's kind of new with the whole thing. We have a whole bunch, if you saw in the thumbnail. We have the upgrade kit, all the expansion from Riverfolk, Clockwork, and Underground. But we'll just go over like a quick little overview, not really a rules explanation, over Root. Root is a 2 to 4 player game, sort of like a Euro-ish, but I don't hesitate to call it a Euro because it's a little more, because Euro invokes sort of like a more like passive-aggressive, and in this game it can't really be passive-aggressive. But either way, the goal is to earn 30 victory points, and you play as one of 4 asymmetric factions. You can play the little Marquise de Cat, the current ruler of the forest, where your job is sort of to build, destroy, keep building, and on until you get to your sweet victory points. Then there is the little blue birdies called the Eerie Dynasties. They sort of have more of like a programish kind of way of playing, as they used to own and control the forest, but probably through their whole overthrowing the leader thing, lost to the Marquise de Cat. But once again are trying to reclaim it by going through their actions, which are via decrees. And they each have a leader with their own special little abilities. The thing is, if they're at some point unable to completely complete their decree, they will kill their leader and get a new one, which may or may not be good. Then there is the Woodland Alliance, filled with the foxes, the mice, and the bunnies that the other 2 factions come take advantage of, and so they made their own alliance, where they try to sow sympathy, and some deceit probably, but mainly sympathy, over the ruling powers to gain back control of their own land. And they have their own little supporter cards here, which can help buff up and sort of have a little surprise attack against their enemies. And then there is the Lone Vagabond. In the base game, he's represented as a little raccoon, but in the little expansion I'll show off a little bit later, you can play as the individual characters you can play as. The Vagabond has their own character sheet, and they're just a lone wolf trying to just make as much as they can out of this crazy little forest ecosystem, where through their own little getting items, they'll be able to buff up themselves and also get points via the relationships they have with other factions. And and it also comes with a pamphlet. All of these games come with a pamphlet. Then there is the upgrade kit from the Kickstarter. Doesn't come with much, really. Just 8 boards from the base game 4 to the current expansion extras, and also a pamphlet. And the differences are a little bit minor, though they offer some clarifications. Minor ways, like the Marquise de Cat, the original one with the square corners, just has whenever a Marquise warrior is removed, you may do. Well, this one makes it more of a plural, when any Marquise warriors are removed. And more clarifications, as with the Vagabond. For example, the Vagabond clarifies Lone Warrior more. Just instead of just saying your warrior is on a pawn and cannot be removed from the map, it has your pawn is not a warrior and cannot be removed from the map, and if enemy effect that says remove all enemy pieces from your clearing, you just damage 3 items instead. So more clarification, but mainly just like some little typo upgrades, color artwork, nothing much. Mainly just compared to the base game 4. I have no way to see the corrections with the expansions, because the expansions I bought were from the Kickstarter, so they're obviously already upgraded. And speaking of expansions, we will go to the next one that came out, which was the Riverfolk. The Riverfolk comes with 4 more boards, more pamphlets, you have your more tokens, and you have the inclusion of a mechanical Marquise, because it turns it from a 2 to 4 player game to a 1 to 4 player game. Finally, something for solo players. And no, it makes it to a 1 to 6 player game, which, I mean, who has that many friends? But it comes with the Mechanical Marquise, Riverfolk Company, the Lizard Cult, and a second Vagabond. The Mechanical Marquise mainly just adds an AI, just like the bullies of the campaign. Then there's the Riverfolk Company, which makes their victory points via payments, funds, and getting more little otters. Little cute little otter things. By letting people, I believe, control them, yeah. And little trade posts where they get victory points for, depending on which clearing they have. And there's my favorite so far, the Lizard Cult, which sort of takes like the place of Woodland Alliance, checking all of the discarded cards at the beginning of their turn, making an outcast of the most discarded ones, and getting points by having their warriors die, come back as occultists or acolytes, and building gardens where their gardens take control of any area, even if there's more people on it, as long as there's one garden in the area. And able to do pilgrims, and are important that way. Then you can have competing vagabonds. Now just not one lone warrior, but 2 lone warriors. And then coming new from the expansion, if you liked Mechanical Marquise, you're gonna like the Clockwork expansion. Makes the game even more 1 player. Though officially 1 to 4 players. Where you get another pamphlet. So many pamphlets. And get 4 little robot buddies. Where you get Mechanical Marquise 2.0. More mechanical, more Marquise. Still poor manual dexterity. You get the Electric Eerie. Or instead of having a leader, they just have a certain turmoil if they can't place a roost. And resolving the decree. Automated Alliance. Where they still sow, like, synthetic sympathy. Where they have martial law placement limits and a whole bunch of stuff to go through. And their bases, where they have a crackdown. And then there's the Vagabot, where they still have their little character cards, and I believe it comes with little robot buddies. But you have little automated characters where you can play as, and you still have your sort of actions depending on what location you're at. And the battle track. And then you finally have what the Kickstarter was meant for in the first place. The Underground expansion. Which still keeps it as it says it's 2 for 6 players, but at this point, it's like a 1 to 12 player game. I don't know. 2 to 6 again. Who has 6 friends? What? Liars. We're going to play as one of the 2 new factions. The Underground Duchy, which focuses on building citadels, marketplaces, and take up 2 actions. Squires, nobles, where you get more cards for them. And your ministers. Yeah, looking through them. Then you have the Corvid Conspiracy. Sort of more focused on just like subterfuge and just sort of just like wreaking havoc. Not so much similar to a Vagabond, but causes a little more trickery with a little bit of a risk mechanic. For example, you can have your plot tokens, you have them face down, and you can do some powerful effects. Like when flipped, again, clear all the enemies in a place, probably what the Vagabond correction was about. On the other hand, though, if they are discovered by a player revealing a card that matches it, exposure. They've infiltrated and foiled your plot. But on the other hand, if they get it wrong and they don't match it, then you get to keep their card. And there's also another pamphlet. More pamphlets. Keep pamphlets. More pamphlets. Going through that. Go other little doodles I also got. Or you can get. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to have for sale by Wednesday. More money. But there's also the Exiles and Partisans deck. As you can see here, these have the 4 essentially new characters that aren't robots, which are the otters, the lizard people, Corvo, and the mole people. That's what they're called, the mole people. Having long nails helps nobody. It doesn't, really, it's a lie. Nails make it harder to open things, but I got it. Which play more onto, so you have the birds, which are wild, all the little bunnies, making sure it's in shot, mice, and rabbits, and oh my. The Vagabond pack, if you saw earlier, it originally comes with just a raccoon, but the little Vagabond pack, you get all the little available characters. There's like the squirrel, the raccoon, possum? Yeah. Rabbit with like half an ear. Just for a little extra flavor, because this whole game is about just flavor. And the artwork is beautiful. Oh, that's even the better part of it. Not only does the Underground expansion come with more things, like more factions, but also with a new board game. Game board. And a whole new board game. Game board, where one side... Move. Pamphlet. Where one side comes as like showing off the Riverside expansion. The other one is themed around the Underground expansion. The same amount. And while it came with the Kickstarter, oh dang, it's in one of the boxes. Instead of the little paper area randomizers, there is, in one of these 12 boxes. At this point, the expansions are bigger than the actual base game. One of these has to have it. I'm not crazy. I am, but not. Kickstarter also came with these nice little raisins. So, I mean, it doesn't really help the randomness, I guess, because with the other ones you could put them face down, swiggle them all up. But with these, they're just a little cuter, and they're more noticeable, because it can be like yellow bunny, obviously. Don't have to look close and be like, is that a rat or a bunny? Nope. You just know for sure. It just adds a little extra touch, and I'm fancy. And extra like that. And I love having accessories to my board games. I love buying expansions. And that's probably the problem with me in general. But guess what? I can play this game by myself. Now, with like 12 mechanical pieces. So, who's laughing now? Ha! Yeah, there's some extra little doodads I could show off with the expansion. The Underground expansion has little Corvo feathers and plot tokens. Things explode. You have your little minis. Bam, they're so cute. Oh my god. These black 12-sided dice with only like 4 numbers. Goes from 0 to 3. Little Mole King crowns. And a little packet. Don't even know if that was in the shot. But there it is. So yeah, this is mainly just so you know like what's inside the Kickstarter, what's possibly going to be available in the near future. Because I'm pretty sure after everything's delivered, because I know right now Canada is a bit late in having their things like in 2 shipments. And I believe it's been a while since I looked at the updates. Didn't care after I got my board games. As is the case as always. But yeah, they'll probably have this stuff for sale, so you can look ahead and see what you might be interested in adding to your little collection. If you already have Root, you already like Root, I don't see like why not. You'd get more of it. Get little accessories. I know they had a whole bunch of little extra stuff. Oh, here it is. The little Vagabond pack. Of just more stuff. There's now even like a role-playing game based in the Root universe. But that wasn't part of the Kickstarter, I believe. Probably wasn't. Should have bought it if it was. But that's it. I hope you sort of enjoyed this video. Just looking through. I don't know if you guys want more information, less information. Did I talk too much? Did I talk not loud enough? I tend to be quiet when I'm nervous. Like, there's more pamphlets than there are boards in this game. At what point do you just guess that we learned the game? But that's it. Press like to this video, dislike this video. Hope you liked it though. Any suggestions? Just wanted to show off a whole bunch of root stuff. See what you're getting for your money. See you guys.